Hi everybody, so I'm doing this video because I have this Roborock S7 and started to have after 2 years and 6 months, so 6 months post warranty expiry, I started to have the wheel lifted, reposition and start again. Well, whatever you do actually, the wheel is not lifted, and if you reposition it, doesn't change anything. I try to blow air in it everywhere, and turn out actually I'm pretty sure that it's one of these two sensors here which are defective. So I dismantled them I'll paste a link actually into the description on how to get there, more or less, right? What needs to be removed and not. Obviously, if you do that, you will void the warranty, so do not do that if the warranty is not has not expired yet. But basically, I think that I can fix it with literally this normally open, normally closed one, so which is more or less the same as this one. So just to show you actually to test your circuit breaker here, right, which sees whether the wheel touches it or not, is lifted or not, right? I'm gonna position it exactly the same. This one I think is the one that works, and this one I'm sure works, is a new one. If you put your voltmeter, right, your ohm meter to beep beep, right, so that when it touches, when there's contact, it creates a beep. Okay, does create a beep. Then if you place one at one end and the other one, right, see the position here, right, with the in the same direction as this one, right, the same orientation as this one, right. Then actually you place the other one here, right, and at both ends, when it's not pressed, it beeps. When it pressed, it stops beeping, and release, beeps. Press, no beeps. So that's the way it works, right? Then if you position, you keep the red one here and the black in the middle, right? Whether you open or close doesn't do anything. But if you place, or the black, the colors don't matter, right? And then if you do middle and left, then when it's pressed, it makes noise. When it's released, stop noise. Press, noise. Release, no noise, right? So we said that this one, okay, so you remember these two ones near the connection, right? When it's released, doesn't make any noise. When it presses, it makes noise. Let's do the same, right, on the other one. So obviously it's flipped, right? And we said that if we do near the, if we put the middle one, it's a bit tricky, huh? But you can do it actually without these clamps here. Okay, so in theory here, it should make no noise, right? When I press, it should make noise. No noise. Nothing, right? If I do it on the other side, right, middle and the far right, far right, then middle, no noise. When I press, makes noise. So clearly there's a difference. This one does work, this one doesn't work, right? So same, we said that, well, if I do that the same, far right, far left, right? I press, when I press, there should be no noise. There's no noise, I release, noise. I press, no noise. If I do the same here, okay, here and here, okay, no noise, no noise, no noise, no noise. Press, no noise, left lifted, no noise. Okay, so it tells me that this one is totally dead. I'm gonna do it again. I'm not sure actually where I put my stuff. Pop. So here, no, here, right? We do it again. Both extremities. And both extremities. Okay, beep. I press, no beep. I lift, beep. I press, no beep. We're gonna try again to test, double check. All right. So here, one extremity, the other one. Okay, it's well connected. Press, no, unpress, no beep. Press, no beep. And I do again, actually, extremity near the where the blade touches the plastic, and the middle, beep. It's only when I press that there's a beep. Okay, but the other side, nothing. Okay, so clearly this one is defective. If you look at this one, should work, right? The blade is a bit thicker, right? But the dimensions are almost identical, right? The same if you look at that. Okay, white, the different colors. Here you see it's 30 volt DC. Mine is C and O. So you have C here, C, N, O, normally open and normally closed. Here it's closed, normally open, normally closed. And if I flip, I get 2 amps, 125 volt AC. Actually, doesn't really matter as long as this one actually, it says, I think, well, maybe the other one says something. It says, I'm pretty sure actually doesn't matter, to be honest. I think it's 30 amps. It's very, very small. It's meant to be, it's 30 volt DC, but it's the same. Close, normally open, normally close. So this one actually can stand more power. Doesn't matter. It's just actually a glitch. There's almost no intensity going through it, right? It's just a click. So I'm going to try to unweld that, weld it back, right? Make sure that the positioning is okay, right? The same positioning, and then I report back. I've removed this one. Remember, black. I did fit my white and black one. Okay, and now we can test it, right? It was a bit of a pain, to be honest, but anyway, I suck at soldering. So if we do the same here, and my soldering joints are a bit bigger, so my clips don't fit. But now, as you remember, it was on both extremities, right? On both extremities, there was noise when pressed. Hold on. When pressed. Tricky. So press when pressed, stop the noise. Stop the noise. Unpress, noise. Noise when pressed. When unpressed, and when pressed, stop the noise. And then between the extremity next to the connection here and the middle should be, I forgot actually, noise only when we press. So press, noise. Unpress, no noise. If I press, noise. If I unpress, no noise. Okay, so now I think it is fixed. This way I put it back in place. I'm gonna reset everything and let you know if it has worked. I think it has. I will put a link to this stuff. I mean, literally cost, I don't know, 50 cents. So this kind of fix is a lot of dismantling, whatever, but actually is relatively easy to do if you have a basic soldering iron. Make sure that this pin next to it is here. I mean, don't mess up actually the ordering, otherwise it's never gonna work. And you can put it back in place and test it. I've refitted everything, so after the soldering, refitted everything, a bit of a pain. I launched actually a program, worked perfectly well. No alarm. I mean, before it was unable to complete the task. Now it has done it actually in one go with no issue. Obviously, because you remove the battery, it's gonna have to relearn the floor plan. So you're gonna need to do a relearning, but that's easy. What I noticed as well is by dismantling, re-putting everything together and cleaning every part actually, because well, why would you put everything back dirty when you have the opportunity to dust everything? Well, it turns out actually it works better than before. Now over time actually it was more noisy. Now it's back to quite silent, even in turbo mode for the suction. As well, yeah, over time it started to bump into things from time to time. Now, amazing, doesn't bump in anything. So clearly actually moving all these elements, switches and so on, helped restore the full functionalities. And so I looked at the switch that I had in stock. I have no idea actually even why I ordered these. It was a while back. And they're exactly these ones. Turned out for me, because I'd ordered a pack of 10, the cost was basically 20 cents to repair. Okay, a bit of a pain to desolder and so on, but that's doable. And the one actually I want to make sure you have, so the dimension is 12 by 6 by 6 millimeters. That's the one you need, right? It's called a micro limit switch, momentary push button switch. The one I have is a 1 amp 125 volts, but again the one that is initially in it is a 30 volt one, so both actually will work. And the one you want actually to make sure is one, it's not this one because the pins are perpendicular. You want straight pins, and it's not this one either. Do they still have it? I'm not sure actually. So the one you want is one with the blades like that, right? And the one not with the perpendicular pins, but with the straight pins. This one doesn't work because you have this kind of bulbous things, right? And the pins are perpendicular. So the one actually technically you want is exactly this one, the first one, right? With the straight blade, right? And the pin, which are 1, 2, 3 perpendicular, so straight. That's the one you want. And obviously, and basically a lot of 10, so Switzerland, so 10 pieces cost 1 Swiss franc 68, basically $1.5 plus the shipping. So it's gonna cost, the real cost if you take everything is gonna cost, basically $10 delivered. So that's really something you can do. Took me in total probably a couple of hours because I had to watch the video and so on. So I will put you the link to the video explaining the steps to dismantle the Roborock. You take what you need, right? You do not need to dismantle everything, right? Just a few parts. You have this video actually of me testing it. So you're gonna need to test and make sure that between this one and this one, okay, yeah, maybe actually here you can see better. Between this one, you see here where the blade is. This one and this one, okay, you need to connect here. And between this one and the other extremity, you need to check as well. And make sure that your switch does the same as on my video. Make sure that the two switches do the same. It's quite rare for the two switches to go bad. And here we go. Okay, so hope that helps, and have a nice day.